Hey everyone, before I start the second part of the Can We Trust YouTubers series that I have going here, I just wanted to thank everyone for leaving so many very well thought out comments in the YouTube video for the first part, and I also got quite a bit, and by quite a bit I mean like 10 DMs on Twitter from various different folks with some really interesting information or else just their experiences, and it's that was really awesome. I really do enjoy the social aspect of the videos here, and I just want to reiterate because I kind of feel a little bit bad for Pete that I don't think he's a bad guy or a malicious person or anything, evil or anything. So it was just using him as an example. It was just a clean and easy example to show, on a smaller scale what goes on, because I'm familiar with the Amico. I don't really go everywhere on the internet, so I know there's way bigger channels with way more fake subs that can be used as examples. But I just want to make sure it's not a hit piece on Pete there. I don't want to be like kind of like remember how Afro Gamer Dude was around, and then he would have videos that were some of them were pretty good, but eventually it became attacking the person himself, and maybe not nitpicking, but going over the line, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. And I don't want to do any of that. I just want to bring attention to this. And like I said, it's nothing new here. I actually personally know that like celebrities and athletes, a ton of them have fake social media subscribers, and I know personally from because I think I've mentioned before that I have connections with wrestlers and also in the UFC, but definitely in the UFC, especially with some newer fighters, they'll buy a whole bunch of fake Instagram followers or Twitter and all the different ones because they're trying to promote the fighter. It helps sells pay-per-views when they build up whoever the person is on the main card. So this isn't anything new at all. I just thought for this small community, it was a good example. And with that being said, I'm recording this today on the 16th. The stuff for part 2 I recorded the other day, so I don't know how to transition to the other thing, so I'll just do the Wayne's World thing. Which leads me to the next group of folks that I wanted to talk about. Would be, not sure how to title who these people are, but I like what Gary, the obsessive compulsive gamer, had said, and he had called them all vultures, who are now out and picking away at the dead carcass of the Intellivision Amico. Some people call these people fence riders or bandwagon jumpers. I call these people cowards for waiting until it's clear that no blowback can happen by shitting on the company, and now they're out for blood because it's safe. I liken these guys to the guys I used to see in high school or at the bar who used to talk tough only when they had the group of guys behind them.
I know, looks like I was hitting on your girlfriend here, but in actuality, I was fucking hitting on her harder than you think, motherfucker. It's when you step the fuck back before I bitch slap your fucking hiney.
I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, my man, is there a problem here?
Yeah, there's a problem. Fucking Snatch Face is a fucking problem, man. This thing's I want to do to you, motherfucker. Chill. Just I'll bite your fucking ear off.
And these guys would be the type of guys who would only speak up when they know it's safe, when they have someone covering their back. The Intellivision Amico clearly was a shoddy product and had the reddest of any red flags that any gaming company could ever have. It's pretty damn clear, even by last summer after E3, that the company was in the toilet, and anyone with any sort of clue of the story and what was going on would have known it was a bust by then. Yet it took all the way to just early 2022 for certain YouTubers to see the light and jump aboard the let's shit on the Tommy Tallarico bandwagon. I just want to go over a small list of them with just a few thoughts. So clearly the first one is the main one was Smash JT. I give him just a tiny bit of credit for having the balls to be the first one to jump ship or to admit that things were not well. I don't buy the story of him saying, I see the light and the salvation is for me to now thou deuce all over the Amico. As if he's an angel now for now seeing the light. I'd have more respect for him if he were more honest and were to say, I had invested money, I had turned a blind eye in hopes that they would get their shit together. They didn't, and now I'm here to say that things were not all rosy. I apologize for blatantly shilling and will now be honest. You have to take accountability of your actions, and doing the old "I didn't know what was going on, but now it all makes sense" routine is disingenuous. It leads to us to the options of either I am right and he's trying to soften the blowback by feigning ignorance, or he's a complete fucking idiot with zero business sense and common sense. I don't want to crap on the guy, and because he jumped out early, he might be able to salvage at least some of his credibility. He'll have a long road to actually gain legitimate respect from the people, and I don't think putting out daily videos trashing Tommy at this point and milking whatever he can out of the Amico and getting out of it is exactly the best way to go upon that. But that's just my opinion. And once again, I don't think the guy is a terrible human being, but for most people who look at this with clear thoughts, they don't believe Smash fully, and it just be brave, man, and just don't use the it all makes sense now, like he did Office Tour video stream yesterday showing like, I noticed that look at that, the offices are empty. I can't believe now looking back it looks so, looks shady. Like, come on. I would assume I don't think this guy is dumb. He's not dumb. He knew back then that these offices are empty and this looks bad, but he's only saying it now. Just own up. Once again, as I said for Pete, just own up to what you did. People will respect you more if you're 100% honest. Own your mistakes. They'll shit on you for a bit, and then they'll move on, and then they won't hold it against you forever. Then the next YouTuber this is one that disappointed me the most, and that's Slope's Game Room. And my wife and I for the last 2 years, had watched his Kickscammer videos, even before the Intellivision Amico stuff, and we love them. And he does really good work, and he has done so many video game scams that out of anyone who could detect or sniff the bullshit alert from any company, it would be him. It was around E3 last year when I noticed him in several of the Amico fan comments sections praising Tommy and saying how excited he was about the Amico. When I had read these comments, it literally felt like I was a kid again and watching my favorite good guy wrestler turn evil, like turning heel. What a gut punch. Slopes has eviscerated other products and projects which were nowhere nearly as badly ran as the Amico and didn't even come close to the scammy techniques that they've used. So when I would call him out in the comments, or other people, or just bring it up, maybe not calling out, he kept saying, "Mate, this system is exactly what my kids would like," and how he liked unique different things, and would never mention how low the odds of this is going to be a success.
Where the Amico, I see it as someone, as a dad, not as a gamer, but as a dad, that's actually going to be able to play these games with my daughter. And I feel like that's the market they're going to be going after. And that market is so much bigger. We're talking 100 times, 1,000 potentially times bigger than the small group of people that are moaning about this, and they're going to be upset about the fact that they're doing now 4th or 5th round of investments.
I literally saw one comment where he said how the system is his cup of tea and how he'd love to dunk his bollocks into it. Well, he didn't exactly say those words, but he did say that he liked the idea that his kids could play these little games. In his videos, he says he has an army of fans or supporters, and I think they're on his Discord, who dig up lots of info, and you'll see him say that on a lot of his videos.
I wanna take you for a ride.
Hey everyone, it's Kickscammer time, the show where I, DJ Slope, along with the help from my Kickscammer detective agency on Discord, find the absolute worst Kickstarters, the scammiest Indiegogos and most disgraceful GoFundMes to ever find their way onto the crowdfunding platform.
So you're telling me that his army of fans couldn't visit, the subreddit of Intellivision_Amico or AmicoGames.com, or even basic Google search, which has hundreds of examples of Tommy and Intellivision doing shady business practices or highlighting how incompetent they were and how everything was crumbling around them. And yet, after all this time, he still couldn't say things look bad, and we'll see how things go. Apparently now, from what through the grapevine, he's putting together a Kickscammers episode. Only now, after those financial documents were released, and basically showing that the company is dead. When something is so clearly either a scam or falling apart, and this guy with an army and tons of experience looking into it, and he can't see what it is, like for what it is, does that mean that everything else he has said, and we'll say in the future, should also come under scrutiny? Because like if he can't see something that's so obvious, how can we trust anything he says about future projects or his past ones? It could be something different. Did he wait until the end because he was getting paid, or he was starstruck because he liked Tommy, which a lot of those guys were? Had invested financially, or was maybe he's hoping to get paid? Or maybe he is incompetent. I don't think he is incompetent, because clearly he has many videos showing that he knows his shit. It goes back to integrity. Is he giving honest reviews on the products he receives for free? Because he also gets those free little arcades and games. Should I trust what he says? I said before that I hope that he had some crazy scheme in which he was, going undercover and becoming secret friends with Tommy so he can gain access to make the ultimate, Kickscammers episode. And maybe that still will be the case, but I somehow doubt that. I'll continue to watch, but I definitely will always have in the back of my head that this dude isn't always fully honest. I like to say it's like when you're in a relationship and you stick with your partner that has cheated on you and swears that it only happened once and that will never happen again. You stick with them, but always have that doubt in your mind. Just to clarify on that last one, though, I didn't actually fly to England and have the coitus with Slopes. I was trying to point out that some of his fans like myself always hold this Amico shilling against him. Did I just make things weird? I hope not. Anyways, so the next group is the other people who just came out of nowhere and started making Amico videos mostly just that 1 or 2 weeks, because they noticed that other people were getting a bump in their views, and clearly they're just trying to jump on the train while it was popular. I don't know why these people watch channels like this, because clearly these guys are only making videos for views and have zero passion or interest in the actual subject. And it shows how generic the videos are and how low effort they are. And these guys also, like when I said earlier, we're just trying to, get on the algorithm. I don't think Pete is on that point yet, but these are the guys who just pump out daily videos or a couple of videos per day and really offer nothing, no insight, no actual genuine thoughts. And now, not everyone anti-Amico has been innocent either. Clearly, a lot of those guys, as of late, have pumped up the videos because it's... Now they have I can't question it because I don't know them personally, but they are also coming out of the... I was going to say closet. They're not coming out of the closet. They're coming out of... I don't know where they're coming out of. Coming out of something. They're coming out of the woodworks or whatever people say, whatever that term is, and now getting actively involved. I also feel that's a bit disingenuous because they're just trying to ride the popularity wave and trying to, milk those views. Do they really actually care about it? Because if they did, where were they when all the juicy stuff was happening last year? Now, I will say that one guy that was polarizing was Darius Truxton, and while his crude manner, and I don't agree with, he is better nowadays than he was several months ago, when he would call people fags and gay, unless he was talking about Slopes being from England and bumming a fag off of him, as in a smoke, and I missed the context. I don't think that was appropriate, and I did appreciate though his genuine honesty of what he thought of people or the situation or the company, whatever it is. And even though he had crude manner of telling what he felt, I did find an appreciation, and hey, at least this guy is being honest and not just being a phony and just trying to find things to be outraged about. So there is merit in that, I think. The guy that I have to give the biggest shout out to is my good buddy Dazed Gaming, and I think his whole appeal is, and why people enjoy watching or listening to him, is because he's genuine. You can tell he's being honest and speaking from the heart or something like that. And when he does screw up, he'll make a rant or say something without knowing 100% of the facts. He will go back and own up on his mistakes. And I think someone like maybe like a Smash JT or a Retro Bro or all those people who were clearly not being truthful with everyone should look at Dazed as an example of how to be and how to apologize and maybe learn from him. Because, you know, being an honest person, people can see it. Like when they're watching the videos, they can see if someone's being greasy or being honest. I'm not saying you have to be like the guy, like be a boomer and wear a weird Wisconsin or whatever hat or whatever the hell he wears. But I'm just saying, like, just when someone is honest and sincere, you can see it through the videos, and people will gravitate towards that far more than when you're just trying to pretend to be something you're not. So I have to give props to a good buddy, Dazed Gaming, and I'd much rather watch one of his videos than somebody with, you know, hundreds of thousands of subs just being a complete phony. Now, I don't think everyone is evil, and like I'm sure there's more good YouTubers than negative one or bad ones. For myself, though, like I made Amico videos because I was watching and seeing how Tommy was being a dick and just saying the outlandish shit like Nintendo is a console with rape games and how people want to let their kids play rape games. And I thought that more awareness was needed so that people could see just how ridiculous that man is himself, and for the questionable business ethics of his company and what they were doing. So I either made funny videos just to get a few laughs at the expense of how ridiculous Intellivision has been, or I like to also make videos to just inform people, preferably in a convenient and a more entertaining way, just to keep them up to date on the Intellivision Amico subject, because it's easier for, not everyone has the time and the abilities to scour all the forums and sift through all the videos that are many hours long. I just thought if I could put stuff in a compact way, people can get the latest news in a non-dry fashion. So I'm not doing this like I'm not making YouTube videos here for the intentions of being a YouTube star, making money, or like having a personal vendetta against, you know, the company or anyone that's involved with it. I generally have an interest in the social aspect of all of this, and mostly Tommy himself, just because it's fascinating that, you know, so a D-level celebrity like himself, just how someone can self-destruct and how they can act. And also the folks who were, and are still are, pro-Amico. It's fascinating that, you know, to study the behavior, and that's what draws me into it, like just the human behavior of these folks. I like to make more videos, but time is like really precious, especially when you have like a young family like I have. So I know how time consuming it is to make videos. So for me, I can't commit to pumping out daily videos like some of those guys, and I'd rather spend my free time hanging out with my wife and kids, or also playing games. Like so many of these guys collect all these games and buy the games and make daily videos about games. Do they even play any of them? Like personally, I'd rather sit down and play a video game than to spend 3-4 hours talking about high scores on Minky Monkey. Like I'd rather just play the game. Like going forward, once Amico's dead, I'll still make a mixture of funny videos with informative videos. I won't be hunting down whatever the hottest drama is, and it's because unless I'm highly interested or stimulated about the subject, then I would have no interest in pretending that I give a shit about like the latest DC actor who pees sitting down or something weird like that. Like who cares? Like personally, I'd rather make videos that only get a few hundred views, in which it's something about I really enjoy and likes. Like for example, if I was talking about an awesome game that I had actually played, not just one that I Google searched that's obscure, and that I genuinely thought was an awesome game, and I would want other people to learn about the game, I'd rather do a video like that and only get 200 views than to pump out generic videos that may appeal to like a broader audience that would get a few thousand views. I don't need the thrill of getting a free game or a higher view count. Personally, I'd rather buy an indie game off of Steam to support them, and then turn that around and get say 5 people who watch my video buy that game also, because what I had shown, you know, sold the game on them. And if I ever did reach a point where I'd make any sort of money or was given free games, I'd be more like, personally, this is just a personal thing, I'd be more happy to give away copies of games to, you know, to good viewers or like people who support the channel that I know are good and who generally do like the games. That would make me more happy than to hoard all these games myself. Like in real life, like just a little bit about myself. I'm extremely blunt and honest to a point that many of my friends and loved ones call me an asshole, and it's true, because like I like to keep it real.
You ain't keeping it real.
But that same trait is the reason why a lot of my friends and loved ones do like me, because they never ever have to second guess if what I'm saying is the truth or what I genuinely believe. Even though I'm a stranger and anonymous to everyone who watches any of my videos, I like for those people to at least know that when they watch my video, that it's actually an honest review or opinion of what I'm showing or talking about, and that they wouldn't have to second guess that I have ulterior motives. I'm sorry that this video was kind of like a long-winded rant that kind of dunked on a few folks and really wasn't structured well and didn't have a whole lot of funny stuff, but I just thought I'd get it off my mind because it's just personally, and I just don't like, in real life, I don't like people who are phony and fake, and I just wish that people could just be themselves. Like, it's more pure and more honest, and I appreciate that more. But I know it's not going to happen. But I just wish people would do that, just so then that way when I go stumble upon a new YouTuber reviewing something that might interest me, I don't have to, second guess that are these people just shilling free products or are they actually being honest. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll have a few more videos. We're going to go deep dive on some of the weirder videos from the last few weeks with Relic Gamer and Turbo Joe. So stay tuned for that, possibly a live stream. And have a good night, everyone.